It's the JT Cho Show!
10, 9,
Welcome back to another episode of the JT Show. I'm your host, JT, and with me is none other than the champion of the picks, Season 1, Earl Stanhope.
What up?
Episode 63. We almost didn't shoot this because yesterday was just a busy day, tons of football. Green Bay played a tremendous game against the Rams, and then the Bills finished off the Ravens.
Bills Mafia, let's go.
Now, what was one of your favorite things between both games?
It was kind of awkward to cheer for Green Bay for once.
Right.
I'm usually pretty anti-Green Bay. So it was actually kind of fun to root for a team that won. You know, as being a Lions fan, I don't get to do that very often.
I mean, how great is Aaron Rodgers? I mean, yesterday I was like, yeah. And I mean, today and now I'm like, still yeah. I'm pretty pumped. Dude, playoff football.
I get it.
I'm happy that the NFC Championship game finally gets played at Lambeau. I've been waiting for that. I say we draft another quarterback next year in the first round, and then Aaron Rodgers is like, I gotta beat two guys now? Fine, I guess I'll throw 60 touchdowns. You know that.
Aaron Rodgers makes one of those LeBron James videos. I'm 36!
I'm 36. Funny video. Go to LeBron James's Twitter. He retweeted it. It's I'm 36, quit passing me the ball.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, that was actually, so you think the Nets are the favorite now? Or
yeah, I mean, like,
I'm still with LA.
I mean, the Lakers definitely reloaded. They got the dude from the Clippers in the offseason.
Yeah, Harrell.
Yeah, they definitely took their pieces like Danny Green and got the most what they could for him. I mean, like, they didn't really need him, so they got better pieces for their structure. LeBron's just hanging in there so they can play with his kid. But he's still on a team that can definitely win back-to-back. But, I mean, I think it has to depend on, does Kyrie come back? And how's the mood when Kyrie comes back?
Right. He's got, 4 rings now?
I mean, Charles Barkley said that Kevin Durant went from the Splash Brothers to the Dribble Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden played a fantastic... There's rumors, there's dark web rumors that James Harden was wearing a fat suit in Houston because he's looking skinny now.
I saw
camera angles, yeah. But it's how the first game KD got like 46 or 48 points, and then old boy from Houston, James Harden, god dang, he got 36 points. So they got like 70-some, 80 points in their first game.
Yeah.
But how does Kyrie come back?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Kyrie. He was, I really liked Kyrie, and then he kind of went off his like rocker, and now I don't even know what.
I don't know what's happening to him. I hope him the best because one of the things that I was really looking forward to, and we saw it with that first game of the year with the Nets, Kyrie and Kevin Durant. It was great to see a healthy Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
and it was great to see the Nets have a team that can actually compete. I like to see teams like the Browns. Because wins the last... Like, I mean, look, Kansas City, powerhouse offense. If I was a betting man, I'm throwing my money on Kansas City.
I believe we did pick... I think we both picked Kansas City
But
today.
I'm not going to be upset if the Browns win.
No, I'm actually along for the ride. It's the same with the Bills. You know, like... They've been pretty bad for so long. Yeah, I love the crowd, too. Yeah. I think their fans are probably why I like them the most.
Oh, yeah, they're one of the best fan base. I'd say top 5.
Yeah, but they sucked for a long time. And now they're actually doing pretty decent. I think it's really impressive with considering where they were at.
Yeah.
You know, and now like Tom Brady leaves the division, and now it's a much more competitive division.
It's an NFL meme that acquired from that was it's from SpongeBob. It's a tombstone, and then it was calling Jared Allen trash 2018 to 2020 because he's elite now. Yeah. He's about to sign a big baller contract.
Josh Allen,
yeah. Jared Allen. I said that last night, too. I'm a racist. But, yeah. He's about to sign his big boy contract.
Yeah, I don't think he played exceptionally well yesterday, but neither did Lamar Jackson, so I guess it kind of...
That was a lot of third and longs for the Ravens.
Yeah, you can't get behind the downs with, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you're playing defense and you're holding them to 3rd and 18 and just giving them up, that's not a good defense.
Yeah, not going against, either Kansas City or Cleveland, whoever wins today.
I would rather have them. I would rather lose like a regular 3rd and 2 than a third. I mean, like of course, but like I would rather. It's so tough just to give up 18 yards like that,
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm still not sold on Lamar Jackson. He has one playoff win now, and I don't see him getting them to the Super Bowl. Too many defenses. You get them in 3rd and long, like you said, and they just can't convert them.
He was concussed yesterday. There was jokes that he was using the bathroom and he was going to come back even better, but he was not in the bathroom.
He got knocked the fuck out.
He got knocked out. His backup came in, looked just like Lamar Jackson. He scrambled. It was like, I mean, Lamar has some better throws than this guy did, but it was his first playoff game.
Yeah, he did all right for,
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if he scores a touchdown down there at the end, they go down 7. It's like, oh, okay, we got us a game. They end up.
There has to be a feeling that you're getting your first. You're getting your first playoffs. Like you didn't think, Lamar's going to get hurt today, and I'm going in for the playoffs in the 2nd round. You're sitting there going like, holy shit, I'm in. Like, that's got to be
with what, like 6-7 minutes left on the clock. I mean,
there's got to be tons of nerves, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one,
especially against a defense like the Bills.
Right.
Some of the things that the Packers did well during the first game, they stuck to their game on offense. Even though some players dropped a lot of passes in the first half and one blew a touchdown, they came back the second half and went right back to Lazard for that 58-yard touchdown to really stamp out that W.
Yeah.
There were some big downs in the fourth quarter for Green Bay, sacking Jared Goff. Zadarius Smith had a really nice sack. Alexander, our cornerback, had some really nice defensive stops. Our offense could have clicked a little better, but Aaron Rodgers still tore up that secondary.
Yeah. Green Bay's defense has really stepped it up. I know at the start of the season, you and I both were suspect of how good that defense was.
Oh, it was suspect.
And, with Aaron Rodgers, you're going to score points. So your defense doesn't have to be that great, but their defense is playing lights out right now.
Well,
and they're a scary team. I don't see anybody coming into Lambeau and beating Green Bay.
As great as Aaron Rodgers is, the only Super Bowl he's ever won is when he had the number 1 defense in the league. 2011, Clay Matthews.
Yeah, I remember the year. That was also the last time I can remember rooting for the Packers, was that Super Bowl.
Definitely. Fuck the Steelers.
Yeah, basically the Steelers were, yeah. But JT and I did our gift exchange for Christmas yesterday.
Oh, that we did.
And, it's always a good time.
Yeah. First of all, I love Christmas, late July. It was almost as good as the feeling as when I shipped out a package to my brother, and he kept bothering me, hey, did you actually send something? And I'm like, what am I? That bad of a person? So I had to go to the store to get the receipt to get proof, because I want to show him I'm 100% telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm not.
And she goes, yeah, well, I told you that it's not going to get there for 4 to 6 weeks. And I was like, listen, lady, okay, if you told me on December 19th that my gift wasn't going to get there until potentially Valentine's Day, I would have paid the extra $5 to FedEx it.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't care. I don't want to. You're not right. I'm not here to yell at you. Just give me my receipt. I'm done here. I was really upset, disappointed. Anyways, so it's always we had it planned for New Year's, and then I wasn't feeling very well, but it was a lot nicer traffic, a lot nicer weather. Earl got me a new pop figure. I'll definitely have that up in the background when I...
it's sweet.
It's pretty sweet. Molly got me a little adult gift. And then Spider-Man picture was pretty dope too, man.
Yeah. JT got me a Tom Brady shirt, which is, his brand shirt, which is nice. And I got a little Batman Pops figurine also, which I thought was pretty cool.
And some healthy adult vitamins, man.
And then some vitamins.
Hell yeah, man.
And then he got Molly a picture that he had painted for her. And that was pretty cool.
Okay, so one thing that I wanted to we had to deal with lighting in this house, so this is the best lit area we are shooting on location at the champion's house, okay? He's such a champion that I have to drive the hour and a half. That's how exclusive of an interview this is.
Bloomingdale, Michigan, baby.
But we wanted to put his big-ass buck in the background. I will take a picture. I'll overlay it. It's about 10 minutes in, so I'll remember that. Tell us the story about this buck, because I definitely wanted to talk to you about that.
It was my second year hunting on our property. We live on 60 acres here. And the season prior, I'd seen some deer, passed up everything that I saw, and my brother-in-laws were kind of giving me some shit. So I went out that morning and sat in a ladder stand that I had put up, and it was snowing. It was a beautiful morning in the woods, and a doe came in, big doe. So I was like, all right, well, I got to get this doe so that my brother-in-laws will leave me alone. So I shoot her, and my father-in-law comes and helps me drag her out. And when we get to where the doe has died, he points out a ladder stand that he had set up years prior. And any deer I'd seen on this property came right underneath that stand. So that's where I sat that night. It was starting to get dark. There was quite a bit of snow on the ground. And I sit facing the south, like dead south.
Right.
And he actually came all the way across the property from the north and came in behind me.
Wow.
And I just happened to catch him out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, damn, that's a big deer. Oh, he's got antlers.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell how big. I was pretty anxious, but because he was coming from behind me, I had to wait and wait and wait and wait. And I had this lane lined up. And I just told myself, when he steps out between these trees, I'm going to blast him. And it was about 45 yards. 2 3/4 sabot out of my Mossberg, and he didn't even move.
That's
he dropped
the best
right.
shots,
Yeah,
man.
he was out.
Takes
It was
away
game over.
any work. Like tracking in the snow.
Yeah. Usually with a gun, I don't have to track my deer very far.
No.
But it does make dragging them easier too.
I've only lost one, and it just ran into the marsh, into like the river, and I was like, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
It's gone forever.
I've had to. I've drugged some deer quite far.
Yeah, this deer, big thick boy neck, big buck energy. Pretty jealous.
Yeah, it was actually crazy because he walked like right over that dead doe's gut pile.
Damn.
Yeah, walked like I would say within 30 feet of it, and I think he was probably looking for some poon, and that's why he was all like breasted out. I mean, he's a nice 8-point. His rack isn't bad, but you're right. The mass on the size of this deer is what gets you.
Yeah, I find it satisfying to kind of see that cycle of life when you get a deer, and then you'll see it definitely sometimes the next day, but when you see that pile disappear, you're like, there's a sick goddamn animal eating these guys.
Dude, coyotes out here, man.
I think raccoons.
Coons, sure. Yeah.
Just yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bear Grylls.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem out here is if you, like, say you're bow hunting and you hit a deer out here and you leave her for the night, you're probably going to find half a deer when you get to it because the coyotes will eat it.
Yeah,
and they eat it from the ass out and they don't leave much behind.
There's a big coyote problem down where I live, and there's like a if you remember the Lion King where all those dead elephants and shit were, it's like
the elephant graveyard,
but it's like the deer graveyard. You just find jawbones everywhere.
Yeah,
it's wild. You're just like, damn, these coyotes are running it.
Yeah,
running it, dragging them, killing them.
Yeah, they are. I'm not a huge fan. I've actually seen
drop them on site.
Molly and I were hunting last season in our my ladder stand, and we had a little coyote come in. I mean, right underneath our tree. They had no idea we were there. He was gorgeous, but young.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about killing him. And actually, this season, I saw a fox.
Oh, wow.
And I watched this fox through the woods for probably like an hour and a half. She was always like in sight.
Right.
It was pretty cool. Watch the way they move, and she would like pounce on stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I had a similar a fox happen at the house where my neighbors have a little tiny dog, like one that you could pick up and throw. And that dog shows, my dogs will bark, but when I tell my dogs to stop, they will. But that little dog puffs his chest. He's like, bark, bark, really small bark. So one morning I'm hearing it, so I was going to let the dogs in, and there's a fox, and the fox is barking at Thor and Cora. And I was like, oh my god, this fucking fox is barking in my yard. And I was like, I got to get my camera. And by the time I came back out, it fucking ran away. But I was like, man, every time...
Have you ever heard a female fox's, like, bark or, like, call?
I don't think so.
Look it up sometime.
Okay.
Actually, maybe add it to the video so they understand what I'm talking about, because you can find it on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, we'll add it.
We have one, like I said, on our property, and dude, if you're out like and it's dark out here and you hear it, dude, it's sketchy as shit. It does not sound like a female fox.
Right.
When Molly's mom told me that, I was like, "You're full of shit. That's a female fox doing that."
Right.
And I looked up the video, and it's exactly the same noise that we hear out here, but it's so like it just doesn't sound. It sounds scary.
Right.
And it's like, man, if I was out in the woods hunting and I heard that, I'd be hightailing it.
If you've ever, it's probably like that video where that dude hears that like mountain lion shriek in the middle of the night.
Yes, it's almost like that.
Yeah,
yep.
and he's a police officer and he's got a gun and he's like, nah, I'm done. I'm getting out of here.
Yep.
It sounds like a banshee.
Yep.
And it's just like, it'll goosebump your skin, dude. I'll definitely have to look that up. We'll add that in for sure.
It's really sketchy.
So, another thing that I haven't had a lot of time to talk about on the podcast because I've been waiting to talk about it, Cyberpunk. There's a lot of people. Okay, so Earl has the Xbox One S. Okay, I have the Xbox One X. So neither of us have the newest system.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I understand mine came out after. It still runs great. My game's crashed once. Okay,
I've crashed twice. The only issue I have that keeps reoccurring is like when I'm driving and I'm doing like the street races and stuff.
Right.
Concrete barriers and stuff won't be showing on my screen.
Rough.
And then I'll run into them.
Okay.
And it just...
There's big patch notes coming later this year, but for me, I played Skyrim.
Yeah.
I've been through games where you can't even, it's glitched.
Yeah.
It came out on disc and you're just fucked. I understand there's a need to want a polished game, but honestly, I've enjoyed playing Cyberpunk.
I have as well. I'm still not super into the storyline, but I've read some things that, like, not really spoilers, but like I know there's bigger things coming.
Yes.
And I'm only maybe 20, 25 hours into the game.
Same.
And I haven't really been pushing the main story.
Right.
There's so much side stuff to do.
So much.
And yeah, but I have figured out that if you do stay kind of in the opening area, you can grind some stuff out and then go into the harder areas.
What I liked is I was plowing through the side missions to the point where it looked like I wasn't about to get like, oh, I guess I have to do some main story.
Uh-huh.
I just had to drive through different parts of the city and wait until different characters called me to complete more side missions.
Yep.
Overall, like, I didn't really get into the guns until I started getting snipers, because then you can start doing super heavy damage. I'm more of a sneak character.
Yeah, because I was going to say, man, I just found the first sniper I've been able to pick up this morning when I was playing.
Right, and then I haven't found it yet, but once I find this, I'll send you some snaps. There's a really fast car in the game.
Okay.
And then once you find it, you own it.
Oh, okay.
So Cut told me where I was at.
Okay.
But it hasn't loaded yet, because I guess I have to wait 48 hours until it loads in. But
48-hour game time?
Yeah, but once I go back and it's there, I'll be like, okay, it was right. Not that he's not right, but it's just not there for me yet.
Yeah. But the story it's interesting. But like I said, when I started up like Red Dead Redemption 2, the storyline, I was like into it. Like the campaign, I was like, yes.
It was great.
I don't know. I'm still a little hesitant with Cyberpunk. Maybe it's because I've done so much side stuff that I haven't played enough of the story. But yeah.
If you don't want to know about Red Dead, skip ahead. But when you complete missions with Arthur for 2, and then you finish the game, and you play as John Marston.
Yeah.
When you visit some of those characters for those completed requests, and they take that connected that you took the time to complete the side mission, and then they do a little special video, you're like, dude, I fucking grinded for that.
Yeah.
And it was worth it.
Yeah, I have the very last story campaign mission with John Marston yet to do.
Okay.
Because I still have some side stuff to finish, and I know if I finish the campaign, I won't finish the side stuff.
Yeah. Oh well.
But there's I've got all the legendary animals.
Oh yeah.
I'm working on the fish.
Yeah.
And there's one other side thing I'm working on.
I knocked the fish out as soon as I got the pole. I was like, let's go. Some of the harder animals. Well, there's always one of the. I hate spoilers, but one of the first things that I saw was here's how you get the fastest horse in the game.
Yeah.
So I, of course, trekked to the snow mountains.
Yeah.
There's 2 legendary animals, legendary fish. At one point, I got the horse, and one of the legendary animals came over and murdered it. So I was like, really cool. So I had to reload the game again to recapture the horse. So, I mean, it took me like 3 or 4 tries.
Yeah.
But I love the story. Great series. A better sequel than The Last of Us 2 for sure.
Yeah. I'm still working on the first Last.
That's all you need to play. Then the second one,
not so good, huh?
well, it's one of those things where the game forces the ending. And you, as a person, I wish you could choose which ending. Like, I wish you could choose a different ending because that's how you feel.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't like the way this is going, but you're forcing me.
Yeah. You were talking about having a disc game that's just glitched on you. That was my Mass Effect 3.
Gross.
Dude, it took... I don't know. Can't remember exactly how far I was into it. Like maybe 50, 60%. And there was a mission... you're on a planet, you got to go find this guy and then go kill a bunch of shit. You know, standard Mass Effect mission.
Yeah.
The guy wouldn't be there.
Yeah, so he'd just be glitched out of the map.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it?
Nothing I can do about it, dude. I didn't end up beating it until it came out on Game Pass on my Xbox One. I knew what it was. I was like, I got to look this up.
Definitely.
You know, and watched it. But have you had a sexual encounter on Cyberpunk yet?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, of course.
I was kind of...
I played as a female character.
Oh, okay.
So she was very...
It was kind of awkward because my niece was in her room while it was happening, and I was just like, "Well, this is weird."
Yeah. There's a lot of sex in that game.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
There's a lot of ads and billboards where it's just
MILF Hunter, or whatever.
Big booties, and you're like, I wonder if there's little kids playing this game.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
It's the old Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where you pick up a hooker, you pay her for her services, and then you run her over with your vehicle just to get your money back.
Yeah.
I would never do that in real life.
The hooker or the runner over part?
Probably both. Hopefully both.
Yeah, there's. I can remember my mom rented Grand Theft Auto 3 like every weekend for me on PlayStation 2. It's probably the game I have the most hours in my life.
I was in a Game Pass, and this kid had it was a lady. There's one specific lady I didn't like at this Game Pass because I don't like talking to this lady. And this little kid, it was probably his birthday, got up 4 games from like the cheap ass pile of games. And I'm like, this kid's, I'm like, I'm right behind him, so it's like ringing up like Pinata whatever 2, and then it was something else like Madden, and then it was like Grand Theft Auto, and then the lady's like, this game has sex. And she starts ratting everything else in the game, and the mom's like, of course he can't have it. And I was like, you just ruined this young man's childhood.
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, she just read out this game has tobacco use, sex, and I was just like, lady.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
It is, yeah. I actually saw a thing that the new Grand Theft Auto is going to have a female antagonist, or protagonist. Yeah,
if
I think
that comes out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I'm a huge Rockstar fan.
Yeah. I mean, their online always starts out terribly, and then they just give people money. They're like, here's $1 million currency because they did.
Yeah. They had a game back in the day for PlayStation 2 called Smuggler's Run. And they made a second one as well. And it's a pretty simple game. You don't even get out of a vehicle. Like, you just choose your vehicle, and it's kind of like a sandbox.
Right.
There's, like, objective stuff to do. I don't know why, but I loved that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I like what Red Dead did with the app. Is you could have your map on your phone and ping. And that was next level baller shit.
Yes, it was.
It almost convinced me to buy an iPad.
Yeah.
Just so I had a.
That's actually what I used was my tablet.
Yeah.
And,
it's dope.
Yeah, it was.
It's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's as much people as complain about their format. Because some people really don't like that wheel format of a Grand Theft Auto game, and they say it's a little outdated, but it works.
Yeah, I don't mind it so much.
It just last night we went through, we were playing Power Star Golf.
Yeah.
And then, we switched over to some Gears. And going from all these other shooters to Gears, dude.
Yeah, Gears has their own button layout, and it's kind of...
Once you get it, you're like, reloading.
Yeah.
But when you're like, I forgot how to play Gears,
yeah,
it's rough.
Now, I actually, a very good buddy of mine, Tobel, him and I have we're on a Gears run.
Yeah.
We are up to 4. We have to beat 4 and then start 5.
I played 4 halfway through.
That's probably about where we're at.
And then I was just like, I got other things to do.
It's one of the levels that you play in there when you're down in the hive and you're like actually, you got to the end of it, now you got to get out. I felt like that took so long.
Yeah.
And they have the creatures that like screech at you, and it's like all you hear the whole time, and it's like, make it stop.
Right.
Like, just ridiculous. But which one's been your favorite so far?
Probably Gears 4, because I haven't really gotten to Gears 5 at all, but one of the things I like about Gears is the Horde mode.
Yeah.
So since you have 5, I've actually got Jeff, and we can get a whole crew of 4 to play a Horde mode, which is just, if you've never played Horde mode, it's like a defensive game where there's no, like, I don't think there's an objective to protect. I think it's just you protect yourselves.
Yeah, you survive for so many levels.
So many rounds, and so you build your fortresses, you purchase, like, turret guns.
It's similar to a Zombies, but it's a Gears version.
Yeah, and when you get a good round in of 25 rounds, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need to play 2 games like that.
Yeah. I think my favorite is probably Judgment Day. I liked the story on that one a lot.
Yeah.
Coltrane.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Coltrane.
But I've liked all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We also have a Army of 2 run through going, and I know you and I have.
We beat the whole game one night.
Yeah, we beat the second one.
The mask customization.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's actually the one we're on right now. Is the 40th day. We ran through. We actually started with the Devil's Cartel because it's the one I had at the time.
Yeah.
And. Which is, in my opinion, the weakest one.
Yeah.
But it was still really good. Not nearly as much customization of the mask.
I feel like with the systems now, they could make a sick ass army.
I know. I'm surprised they haven't like rebooted it because I love those games.
I mean,
personally.
you can either reboot the whole series or write some bullshit story.
Yeah.
Pre-trilogy. I don't care, dude.
You can open that 360 up right now, and I can almost guarantee the 40th day is in there if it's plugged in.
Nah, too much work.
Damn.
Damn.
But it's yeah, I love the game in general. But that's where we're at running through it. Holcomb and I actually have a save on there. It's on the extreme difficulty, and it's hard.
Kind of like our Halo 3 runs, man.
Yep.
On Legendary.
Yep.
The fucking snipers, dude.
Takes way too long.
Oh man.
But, you know, I've played the 40th day and beat it so many times, and you still play it on hard.
Yeah.
And it's still incredibly difficult. Like no matter how good you are at the game,
it's like back in the day, World at War didn't have a set number of enemies in the level. You had to advance to different spots unless they would keep respawning enemies. So when you played COD on the hardest mode, you would keep dying unless you just got lucky enough to run to the next cover because they literally kept spawning in enemies. Halo, their enemies on Legendary flank, snipe well, and another thing that Gears does too, and Army of 2 does as well because it's all about flanking with your partner and not getting flanked by the enemies.
Yeah.
What's it called? Cyberpunk, their enemies don't really flank, they just overpower in numbers sometimes because you'll have the corner, but then they'll come around the corner with 3 people, and you're looking at your partner like, you're here too during this mission, and she'll just be like, get them, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Do I have to kill all these guys by myself? You know?
Yeah, I figured out that headshots and lots of bullets.
Lots of bullets.
But I feel like there are ways you can beat most of the missions stealth.
Yeah.
I just don't.
There was a mission where I saved it because I saw this giant tank of a person, and I had to get to the movie theater past him. And so I was like, let me go see if I saw the critical thing in the back. I was like, let me go see if I can shoot it, do a lot of damage with the shotgun. Not hardly any, died immediately. So the next time I just snuck right around and I was like, easy. That's all I needed to do.
Yeah. I noticed on some of the side missions, if you just blaze everybody away, you actually like get less like experience and credits.
Well, I mean, when I play games where you can choose to be passive and stuff, I usually just knock them out. But in this game, because I want as much experience as I can, it'll give you experience for kills sometimes, and then when it doesn't, then I'll not kill them. But when I sneak up and choke them, it'll say kill, and then it'll give a little plus experience or knock out. If it doesn't give me that experience, your life is spared.
Yeah,
and you can just chuck them in freezers.
It's like building your character. There's so much.
I've heard. I haven't bought them personally. Oh, the gorilla arms are great for. I'm not going to do any of the boxing ones. I don't know if you've done the fights.
I've done the twins, and then I did another one where, and I think it was just like stupid luck, but I was like beating this dude's ass. I mean, I had him about down, and he hit me with one punch and flattened me. Yeah. And it was like, okay, so then I retried it and got my ass kicked again and was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, my character, again, she's very stealthful, so she just gets punched one time and she's down. So, but the gorilla arms help that out. The jumping, though, there's 2 jumps. There's a tall jump and a double jump.
Sweet.
I've heard the tall jump is better than the double jump. The advantages of the double jump is sometimes if you jump off a high building, you can click your second jump right before you hit the ground and take no damage. But there is a height limit. So if you jump off too far high, you're going to die.
Die anyway.
But the whole jump, you can jump over fences, and it makes sneaking into places way easier. You can just jump on the roof. That's what I like about the game. It doesn't force you through a door. You can just jump on top of different cover, and then take the high ground, just like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I definitely sneak around until I feel like I have the best vantage point to kill everybody. I've tried to beat some of the missions like without actually killing anybody. I was really surprised at how well melee weapons work in this game. Have you messed around with that at all?
There's a sword that I want, but I'm not high enough level to use it. So I just want to run around stealthily with my katana.
Dude, I have like this like gold ice pick thing, and it just messes people up. You can run up like on 3 people and just bam, 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 bam.
Like your snap for your other melee weapon.
Yeah, that was great.
That's like that reminds. I mean, they have them in Grand Theft Auto, but Saints Row is like.
Oh my gosh,
crack,
dude!
It's like it's a crack version. Like if you took Grand Theft Auto and you snorted a bunch of crack.
Yeah, I will say the third Saints the Third, that campaign was fantastic.
Yeah, the only one I played was the one that gave on Game Pass 4.
It might be. I'm not sure, but I know. I think the third was on there for a while.
Yeah.
Which I played it on PS3 when Ray had it.
Yeah.
And between the two of us, we crushed that game. I mean, in no time flat.
The next for small time streamer, I'm about to start my Crash Bandicoot run to where I play 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then play the brand new 4th one. Really excited. It's gotten great reviews. I'm pretty sure you can play as Coco for most levels, which is a big thing for people. You can do that with the remastered. What I will say about like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, if you haven't played these remastered versions, they're so colorful and vibrant. They look fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm on Spyro 2 right now because, again, I'm trying to 100% those games. I've 100% on the first one. But Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, not as good as Mario Kart. I'll say I'm a Mario Kart man. But they added customization, characters,
the Crash Bandicoot Racing is really good.
They revamped that game, which I enjoy. And
my buddy Brian is like sick nasty with it.
I'm not very good.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
I'm not very good either.
It's the boost that you have to get used to.
But he slays, dude. It's not even fun racing against him because it's like he knows all the tracks and just
who knows all the Crash Bandicoot tracks these days. When I was a kid for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, but I mean I know most of the Mario Kart ones, all of them on the Wii.
On the Wii for sure.
Molly and I actually fired that up the other night.
If you think you've Mario Karted, try racing all 64 tracks and then racing mirrored tracks back to back.
Yeah, back to back, 64.
Tons of racing.
It was,
We used to do tons of racing. Just the other day, I sent a screenshot of saying, hey, I went over to Holcomb's house and played Rock Band for 8 hours. Just playing Rock Band for 8 hours. Yeah,
I haven't played that in a long time. I actually kind of miss it. I thought about buying the newer ones.
The last time I played it was because Pepper has it set for his Xbox. It's not bad. Except Frank. We all know Frank. Frank gets on the mic and he's like, I gotta sing a song and try to sound like this guy. And I do a really good, I forgot what song it is. There's one on the Xbox One that I can do a really good version of it because I can just like mock the singer. And Frank was like, I can do it better, and everyone's like, Frank. It's fun though. Yeah, not a drummer. I'm more of a bass guy.
I'm not really musically very good.
But it's those games that you just grind out for 12, 13 hours, man.
Yeah. I can remember one time at your house in the basement we played for 12, 13 hours straight.
Yeah, dude, playing Fear 2 with the lights off.
Yeah. Man, there was another game that I can't think of the name of it, but it reminded me a lot of Fear. I actually ended up, I played like 2 levels of it. It was like, okay, no, my anxiety's through the roof.
Yeah. Phasmophobia is you can play it VR as well. Jeff bought it for me on Steam because he's like, you got your PC hooked up, and I was like, yeah. He's like, give me your Steam account. So I was like, cool, we're friends now. And he sent me a game. I mean, it's not like $60 games.
Right.
So damn, I was gonna buy that. Nice gesture, thanks, Jeff. It's one of those games where you're like, oh, it's ghost hunting, blah blah blah. It's not that scary. All of a sudden, when your flashlight starts flickering and you see this goddamn girl popping and locking down the hallway, looking like the grunge, you're like, bro. And then like sometimes you'll be like, it'll be all cool. It'll be so cool. You'll just walk through the hallway and then you in one specific gear, it'll go. Because if you're talking behind somebody, they're hearing in the back of your headset, so it's very sound oriented.
Okay.
And then it's also like when you send people into the house, you have to use walkie talkies. It's not like a party chat thing. So when this little ghost demon thing starts haunting you, your walkie talkie don't work, and so you're just kind of like in there by yourself, and your heart's racing in the game, and they're playing some scary music, and you're like, I'm a 30-year-old man, and I need to turn on a light in my house because it is. My dog's growling. Yeah. And I'm like, is it here?
We, when I lived at the Walnut House in Kalamazoo, this was like 7 people in a 5-bedroom. It was crazy.
Right.
But we were playing my buddy's PS4, and I can't remember the game, but you're like a reporter that goes into an insane asylum, and like, because it's like nobody responding or anything, and you have like no weapons. You have a camera that has like night vision, so that's how you like walk through the darkness. And, like, so it's all, like, run and hide. So if you get seen by, like, a creature or a madman, you got to, like, you have to cut through doors, slide under stuff, jump into a locker.
Yeah.
We would actually take shifts playing because of how worked up we would get that it's just like, okay, my hands aren't working. It's your turn to try it.
Silent Hill used to do that to me.
Yeah. And it was similar to like Manhunt, but you could actually use weapons in Manhunt.
Right. It's on the Game Pass. It's called Alan Wake. It's another like you're a journalist. You have to kill shadow creatures with your flashlights. Yeah. But gets to a certain point where your nerves are shot. Yeah. It puts you if you focus on the game and you're not one of these people who are texting every 5 minutes. When you're just zoned into that game. Yeah. That your anxiety gets high up there, and you got to take a break, man. Yeah. Last of Us kind of gets me. If I play it for a long period, there's some points in The Last of Us where you're really stressed out because those zombie creatures are right there, and then there's asshole guys who are just coming in with their billy clubs. And they're just like, I got to sneak around. If I shoot this dude, this zombie is going to come over, and so you got to like lay trap. It's a great game, but man, sneaking just puts you on all-time stress mode. Yep, for sure. What's Earl got planned for 2021?
Hopefully, starting in a couple months, I will have started my own well service business. Duke's Well Service. That's right. Not a sponsor yet. Unofficial official sponsor of the JT Show.
Dude, I will totally put there like I'll make a segment. Brought to you by Dukes.
Yeah. JT's actually going to help me build my website.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I've been working with my buddy, and I've learned a lot. But I also see how easy it is. I'm not that it's super easy. Yeah. I know how to do the work. I'm really excited for it. My wife and I are going on a 5-day vacation to the Dominican at the end of the month.
Say hi, Molly. Just say hi. She said hi. She doesn't want to be on camera.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, totally.
And then the lake house. We should shoot a podcast at the lake house.
We could probably bring enough tables and stuff to where we could shoot a podcast like at the beach, of it, like looking out onto the water.
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting a new dock this year, so
That's what Lonnie was saying.
That'll be sweet.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm just waiting for stand up to open back up. It's pretty much all I'm waiting for.
We got quite a bit of snow between last night and right now.
Yep. I gotta go wipe off the old truck.
Yeah, you're gonna have a fun drive home, I'm sure.
Yep. But yeah, we're gonna wrap her up. That's JT Show. So hopefully you guys enjoy, like, share your mom and dad. They'll probably be like, don't watch this guy ever again.
Thanks for having me on. Tune
course.
into the picks.
The picks.
We only got a couple episodes left. We're having a little fun for the playoffs.
So we're gonna do the NFC AFC Championship game next week, and then we're gonna do a Super Bowl pre-show, and then that'll wrap her up. And then next year is gonna be skyrocket.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in.